What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be playing another 9 holes at just a random course. Let me know if there's any courses in Kentucky that you guys would want to see me go play. I'm at one of the shorter courses, so I'm primarily going to be throwing a bunch of mid-ranges and maybe a assassin or two. The reason I played here today, I wanted to test out the new Diablo that I just put in my bag. So this is supposed to be almost like a T-bird style disc for me, I think. So I'm playing at the church course, is what we call it, Severns Valley here in Elizabethtown, and it is a shorter 9-hole course. It's actually a temp course right now. It has a few fun, challenging holes. There's always like 1 or 2 holes here that eat my lunch, and I don't know why. Every hole here is pretty short. I guess the finishing hole, hole 9, is probably about 380 feet worth of distance to get a birdie, and that's always just really challenging for me. I always land a little bit short. So I'm hoping today, I've been getting a little more distance, that I can get a birdie on that hole. For this 9 holes, I'm wanting to be 4 or 5 down, because this is a shorter course. So I went ahead, started a scorecard on UDisc, and as always, on like a Let's Play 9, I think that's what I'm gonna call this series, we're gonna just be talking discs, hanging out, playing disc golf for 9 holes. This is, I wanna say 250. Let me see what UDisc pegs it at. It's 264 feet, but it plays really close to that 250, 240. The tall grass is not OB, but this stuff to the right is really rough. You don't want to be in there. It's just kind of a bunch of thorns, tall grass. So I always throw kind of a big sweeping anhyzer out to the left and just let it fade to the right. Try to get in there for a birdie. I'm gonna throw 2 off the top. This is gonna be an element. Absolutely smash sauced. Woo! That's in the stuff. This is my tried and true diamond hemp element. I've been throwing this a little bit. I've kind of got it to where it's almost too flippy. I've thrown it quite a bit. Just for fun, I'm gonna see if I can get a chief there, just to warm up a little extra. It's crazy how things change. I'm throwing a little bit harder now. While doing that, that's making everything turn over, and I think a lot of times making me subconsciously not throw hard. So this is only 260 feet, and it plays really about like it would be 250. Me throwing a mid-range here, I can throw a mid-range 320 on a good rip. Well, I'm gonna flip this instead of putting down a mini, just get a little better footing. Might have to go kind of high and left over here, or just punch dead straight. This is gonna be a tough putt. I really would like that putt from the chief up there. Another long anhyzer putt to start my round. Let's do 2 so we can warm it up a little. That's easy 3. So is that. That's the angle that I would have had to hit, like Spike Annie. Ooh, landed through here. Just a little tap in. My black one landed a little bit to the right. There's thorns all through that. I mean, this is so short. A lot of your forehand guys are gonna be landing here with a stock forehand. But me getting a chief there, I'm pretty happy with that. So this hole, we're walking to the tee pad right now. This hole's a little tricky hyzer shot, and it plays really just on this trail. This is kind of the reverse follow flight, if you will. Hole 2 is kind of a weird shot. It's a sweeping hyzer, but then there's a gap down there, maybe 150 feet that you've got to hit. Let me try this prophecy. I'm gonna put it on a little hyzer, see if I can't get to the gap, have maybe a long putt. It's about as good as I'm gonna do without a forehand. I feel like this is like a little turnover forehand shot. It's just weird. It's tough to get to the green even though it's so short. It's like, this is the gap that you want to hit. Mosquitoes all over this place, man. Man, this is getting grown up. I don't know where my blue throwing wizard went. I hope that it's in my bag. This is so grown up behind me, like this tree. But they are doing some work to the course, so I think they're gonna eventually be getting a full 18 holes here, and they're saving up to put in tee pads and stuff, I think. I kind of want to just nose up float this straight like that. I think if I could have flipped that over, it would have been fine. Both putts landed in a tap in range. That puts us even still. The hole 3 is kind of just a straight to sweeping shot. I'm gonna try to throw this Diablo on a little bit of hyzer. You can just see the top of the basket like peeking over that hill. The tee pad kind of starts here. Like that, and then get a little flare. Okay, that's a little weak, but this hole is about 400 feet and it's kind of downhill. So I am throwing a little better overall. I feel like my drives are starting to have a little more power with less effort, and that's always the goal. So even if I'm not just crushing it, throwing 400, 450 anymore, I'm getting that 300, 320 with a lot less effort. When you start doing that, it makes the 400 easier. A few months ago, this would have been an all-out rip. Ooh, should be another par. We're getting there. There's apartments like right next to this basket, so I'm trying to be quiet and respectful because it's like 7 in the morning. Another par train. This shot is massive. It's like 380 feet, I think. Okay, so maybe it feels 380. It is by the time you get there. It's 346 is what it says. My bag is at the edge of the tee pad. I'm gonna throw a realm out on like flat to hyzer shot and try to get a little friendly skip. It's a pump. It's a cobalt realm. So this is my flippier of the few that I throw. Kind of just babied that and didn't really rip on it. We'll take it, but let's try one more. Let me try a spell high and to the right. Field ace. So that shot, but 80 feet higher. And I didn't full send anything enough. So this realm went like 280. That's fine. If I could have hit it with, you know, the right amount of power, it would have got the flip up. I probably don't need to be throwing that fast just yet. But, so now we're gonna try to throw a wizard, a little hyzer. Ooh, little hyzer float at the basket. Should be pretty close to getting a par from there. This putt frames up real pretty like. Staying on that par train, baby. Not the course to be doing that. Pretty straightforward of a shot here. This is a little easier of a course, so I really want to be probably 2 or 3 under by now. Should have birdied hole 1 and a couple different ones. We got my bag set up where the tee pad is on U-disc. I think we actually played the last hole a little long because on U-disc, if you don't stand long enough, it won't catch up. This is 340. I'm gonna be throwing an assassin, kind of hyzer flip straight at it. Oh, hang in there. It's a little too much hyzer. That's gonna be a long uphill putt for birdie though. One more since I'm going over there anyway. That's the shot. If I could get that dialed in, that's supposed to be like 340. Yeah, legit, that's 340. I just threw a spear, spike and hyzer 340. I may be trying too hard to throw like a hyzer flip shot. Probably around a 50-foot putt here, maybe uphill, maybe a little bit farther actually. 70-foot putt uphill. So this is Gannon Burrett. I mean, that's pretty good. Gannon Burr putts sideways. Have you guys ever seen that? Like his front foot's like this. So it's no wonder he has like so much snap. All of those are gonna be a tap in for par. I need some birdies. Tap in. My camera's on this hillside. I just ran up, tapped it in real quick. This hole, there's OB all along the right-hand side. You just want your tee shot to be nice and left. 480 feet, so it's a pretty good smash. Actually a pretty good center cut fairway shot. Now maybe we can kind of attack on our second shot. Pretty good for that spell to go that straight. I think it's probably about 320 maybe. So now we've got about 180 feet maybe, just dead straight at it. Part of me wants to just throw this element straight at it. Grass is a little slick this morning too, so. That'll be a putt. Almost didn't make it over. There's also a little section of blacktop that cuts right through the fairway, and that makes this kind of a tough approach shot. I think that's the only thing that would make this a par 4. Otherwise, this is really just a long par 3. Most of your pros are gonna be landing here. See if we can't make a 40-footer. This hole, I knew it was gonna be a little hard to film. It says it's 340. I'm gonna throw probably, I don't know, I'm gonna try this Diablo. Light pole that you see on the right and try to fade back. I'll give you a preview from the tee pad as well, but this is just the wide angle so you can see the full flight of the disc. Kind of wide towards that light pole. Hope that it comes back left. Someday. And maybe in the road. Hoping that Diablo flare skipped back in bounds. So I don't throw hard anymore because every time I do, the disc just flips up and doesn't hold a hyzer. I mean, I'm probably standing up on the shot myself. We looked out. I was thinking it really depended on if it hit the curb or not, if it was gonna skip back in bounds. Got about a 30-footer here. Woo! Our first birdie, guys. It took 7 holes and a lucky flare skip to get a birdie. I don't know what to think about that, but I'll take it. Oh, almost double birdie. This hole's about 240 feet. Dead straight, little hyzer shot. Should be a pretty easy birdie. The only thing that makes it a little difficult is this tree to the right kind of blocks you from throwing a big, tall shot, like a big spike hyzer. You want to kind of go straight with something that'll just fade left. I think it's gonna be a little bit short, a little bit left, but we can make a big putt and get a birdie. Just a little short, a little left with that Houdini. Probably a 30-foot putt maybe. If I threw a Houdini off the tee, it's crazy how much your golf game can change. Just a few months ago, I would be throwing an element there and trying to get an element 250 feet. And now I'm throwing a Houdini so that I can cut the distance and not go too deep, because it's kind of thorns and stuff back in the left there. See if we can't make this to get 2 under. All right, that's a good catch. Depending on what we're calling hole 6, I'm either shooting 1 under or 2 under. I feel like I bogeyed hole 6 because I should have made that putt. I cut the hole in half. I just didn't throw my second shot good enough. This was a killer putt. That's really what's been saving me lately, is my like 30 to 40 foot putts. Been really focusing on my push style. I really like this course from time to time for practicing with some drivers. I've been working with a Diablo and I haven't thrown it a bunch. So I like to throw different discs here than I would at Freeman Lake because the rough is not as punishing, and there's really just a bunch of OB to help you like shape your shot. You still land in pretty well grass. You're not gonna lose anything. I'm gonna be throwing a Cobalt Realm here. This is about 370, probably 420 worth of power, because I'm gonna be going towards this light pole, trying to fade back left. Something like that. Need a little more oomph, and I don't know where to get it. Stayed in the, I don't wanna get in that crap bounds. I'm playing that as out of bounds. It's not. I'm just not wanting to go in there. I think I just focused too much on getting inbounds instead of getting the power. This is way short, probably 100 feet short. I'm gonna throw a Houdini just high and let it spike in. That's all I want out of it. That'll probably be an easy 3, not the score that I wanted on a shorter course, but there's a lot of OB here. A little tap in with a Houdini. Something like flew at my head and I don't know what it was. So that was a few holes out here at Severns Valley in Elizabethtown. It's a fun little 9-hole course. I'm not mad really about today. I shot, I guess, 2 under. That's if you're counting hole 6 as a par 4. I think it's a really soft par 4. All the OB here makes every hole that has it pretty challenging. If you guys are liking this style of video, just a casual 9 holes, I've started a playlist and it's called Let's Play 9, and that's gonna be right here. Have a great day. Stay in the fairway, guys. Hoping that my drives are slowly getting there. I'm almost hitting 350 again. Now I'm gonna go pick Jess a wildflower for when she gets off work.